Hello everyone and welcome to Long's Toys. Today we're taking a look at Deluxe Class Sideswipe from the Transformers Siege War for Cybertron trilogy. I'm really digging on this new packaging. Deluxe Class no longer a bubble on a card. Now we are in a box very similar to Voyagers and Leader Class figures. Really digging on this artwork on the side. Fantastic. Then of course you have the window so you can see the figure inside. Really cool artwork here on the side as well. You have the arc blasting off. You have some Autobots here. It looks like a Chromia Sideswipe. I think that's Red Alert there. Looks like kind of hard to make out some of these smaller guys down here. Optimus's head, but it's just a really cool piece of artwork. I like that quite a bit. Not too much going on the bottom. Not too much going on the top. Taking a look at the back shows, of course, Sideswipe in robot mode and vehicle mode. Then, of course, they have him interacting with some of the Battle Masters, which, of course, we'll take a look at. Really, really cool. It says choose weapons loadout. I don't know what that means. I guess just pick one of these weapons. In any case, really cool packaging. But let's go ahead and get this guy out of the packaging so we can take a closer look. So here is Sideswipe out of the packaging, and I have to say he looks absolutely fantastic. I love the look of this guy. Very stylized. I mean, it's kind of very similar to his original G1 appearance, but you can definitely tell the vehicle mode has kind of a more stylized look to it, which I really like. Giant front of the car here for his chest plate, but again, I really like the look. He's got kind of a weathered thing going on here for kind of his shins and his feet, which I think is kind of prevalent throughout the line. You can see a little bit here on his waist as well. All of the War for Cybertron figures, well, not really the Micro Masters or the Battle Masters, to be fair, but the Deluxes and up have kind of certain spots that look weathered from battle damage and things like that, which some people like, some people hate. I personally don't mind, as long as it's not too much. And I really feel like with this guy, it's not too much. It's just kind of here and a little bit on the belt. Like the nice red areas are not really dinged up or anything, which I appreciate. Only the parts where I think it makes sense. So I like the look of him quite a bit. Love the Autobot symbol there on the front. He has this gun, which you can see there's two slots on either side, and you can peg it in. Now the directions show you to put it on this side, but I feel like then you have this peg and this peg really like moving or hindering his head movement. And let's get a close-up look at that face sculpt. I think it looks fantastic. Nice blue eyes. Love the horns on the side. Nice silver paint for the face. Really looking good. Articulation-wise, head is on a ball joint, so you can go up and down, side to side. Shoulders, you can go out to the side. You can spin around. You have a bicep swivel. 90 degrees in the elbow. Nothing in the wrist because it just kind of folds into the forearm for the transformation. You have a little bit of waist movement here. Kind of below where you would expect it to be, but it makes sense because of how this is all together. So you have the waist swivel here. Then in the hips, you have out to the side, front to back. You have a thigh swivel. You have 90 degrees in the knee. And that kind of, you can see how this piece in the back, you can kind of kick it back up. It's a little weird how it works. I guess technically you could just leave it down, so you can get full range out of the knees. And then it comes back up for the car mode. And then you do have an ankle swivel, which is nice. So that way you can kind of stand him out and he still sits flat. Well, his feet sit flat, I should say. And then with this gun, you can go ahead and pop it into his hand. Very simply. Here, let me get closer here. So looking fantastic there. Now you'll also notice he's got these ports. So he's got shoulder and forearm on both sides, side of the leg down here, one on the back, and these are all for the Micro Masters and the Battle Masters. So if we have a Battle Master here, go ahead and pop it into his hand, fits in very easily, slides right in, looks good, but you can also peg it into the side here if you want to just kind of have it pegged onto his shoulder. Now you'll notice they also have pegs in the bottom of their feet. What all these pegs are really for is the Deluxes like Cog, who turn into armor and things. And we'll take a look at that when we get to Cog's review. But they have all these options so that you have, when you have the guys that come apart and become armor, like Cog, they can peg all over the sides, peg onto the bottom of the feet, peg onto the back. But in the meantime, you can also do things like plug in the Battle Masters if you'd like to do that. So it's kind of cool. You have a lot of playability there, and it's a cool play style. Gives you a lot of options, which I really appreciate. Here is a Micromaster gun, so we can have him hold that as well. And you can see he really doesn't have any trouble holding it, which is nice. I'm going to straighten this out. There we go. Let's zoom out a bit. So I think it looks cool. I really like this new play style where pretty much everything can turn into weapons. And so you've got Micromasters becoming weapons, you've got the Battle Masters becoming weapons, you've got Deluxes like Cog becoming armor. It's just really cool. There's a lot of crazy stuff going on. So I love that quite a bit. Let's go ahead and get into the transformation. So real quick before we get into the transformation, one other thing I wanted to show off, which I did forget to mention. This can actually split into two. So if you wanted him to wield this as just a gun, and then have this piece over here out to the side, you could do that. And really, you can plug that in either way, because at this point, they pretty much look identical. So whichever side you prefer, or however you like the look of that. So I just wanted to show off that that weapon did come apart. And then you just plug it right back together. And really, you can move this all the way around, and I think you can plug it into either side. Yeah. So whatever you prefer. So lots of options there as well. So transformation time. Transformation is actually pretty simple, but pretty intuitive, and I really like it quite a bit. So you're going to start by lifting up the entire chest area. That's going to flip around 180 and kind of peg into place. And then you're going to pull down this, what was kind of the abdomen and the belt area, to make sure the head's kind of pushed back a little bit so that this will come down and cover pretty much all of the face. Then you're going to put the arms out to the sides so that you can flip out these little red pieces underneath, just like that. Then you're going to fold the arms into the hands into the forearm, but not all the way. You'll see that they kind of stop there. So don't force them. They don't go all the way in. They stop right there. Then you can bring these down and fold them up at the elbow. And then this whole black piece that the shoulder's connected to will rotate in. So that puts the whole arm inside there. So that's pretty much the whole top section of the car, or front half of the car, I should say. You're going to spin this guy around 180 at the waist. You're going to open up these shin pieces. And they peg in kind of snugly, so just be careful, as I'm having trouble unpegging it. Geez, this one's really snug. Okay, so basically how this works is there's a tab that's plugged into right there. Why am I having such difficulty with this? There we go. So that was really snug in there, and I'll show you what was going on. This tab right here plugs into this little spot right there. So I guess just be careful with that, because they can be snug. You don't want to break anything. That one was much looser. So remember earlier when I was saying that that piece folds in so you can get full range of the knee? Once you open this, you're going to push them from this side back all the way through, so that now it's flush. Just like that. Then you're going to fold the feet all the way in. Make sure that they're straight so there's no problems. Then you're going to see this tab and over here, so you can plug the feet together. And then you're just going to rotate this whole thing up like this, very simply, and then close this up, and you're going to peg it back into the place it was pegged in before. So peg those in, and then you're just going to come drop these down, and they'll peg in just like that. And there you go. There is your ridiculously, awesomely stylized vehicle mode. I guess it's like a Cybertronian Lamborghini. But it's really cool. I love the design of this. It's got kind of a 80s feel to it. I know that's not really what they're going for, but that's just kind of what it makes me think of. But the style of this is just fantastic. Still have those pegs on the top and on the sides. So you can go ahead and take these weapons, plug this in here, If you'd rather see this on the side, you can peg it in over here. You can still take your Battle Masters, plug them in if you like, or you can plug them in on the side over here. So a lot of options for play there as well, which I really appreciate. I'm assuming that the cog pieces will also be able to peg into these. But I love the look of this. I think it looks so cool. Rolls pretty well. And they actually did a pretty good job. You don't really see any robot kibble. You can kind of see the forearms, but it's not very drastic. And then this part covers the head very well, so not really any robot kibble underneath there. So absolutely love this vehicle mode. I absolutely love this guy. I really have nothing bad to say about him. Robot mode looks great. Vehicle mode looks great. Transformation is fun and really not super involved. I have nothing bad to say. He is fantastic. If you can find this guy, pick him up. I think he's up at Hasbro Toy Shop as of the time of this recording. I found this one at Target, so they're starting to make their way into Target stores. But if you're a fan of Transformers, I'm all in for War for Cybertron trilogy. I think it's going to be amazing. When I first heard about the idea, I was like, didn't we do that already? When we got those video games, we got War for Cybertron and Fall of Cybertron, and those were great toys too. But I think this is something similar, but headed in an all-new direction, and I am here for it, and it is all fantastic. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Please like, share, comment, subscribe. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and as always, thank you so much for watching.